was having a bit of a meltdown, to be honest, with this roof. Put some messages on Facebook, and everyone very kindly sort of chipped in and tried to make some pleasant, kind comments, which I really appreciated. Thank you. It's just been a bit too much for several weeks. I think for the 4 weeks since the roof came off, the pressure's been on. You know, this has been a fun project until such time as I ended up with a really hard deadline, and it kept raining and raining and raining, and I had the roof off, and so there was this desperate need to get the roof on and get it watertight, and so I was working every week, and so I didn't stop. I didn't have a day off for 4 weeks. Not a single day did I not work on the roof. The neighbours must be absolutely fed up with me being on the roof, looking into their kitchen and their garden. They've pulled the blinds down now, but I can't help it. I don't want to look into their space, but I feel really acutely embarrassed being up on the roof all the time, especially in the early morning. So the sooner I can get off this roof, I'll be so pleased. I'll be so relieved once I get off the roof. And of course I've got extra pressure because my lock-up garage has been sold out from under me. And so I've got to move everything from the lock-up garage into the new garage, but the new garage isn't watertight and I haven't got any space to manoeuvre. So lots of stress, and the budget. You know, we're at over 10 grand now. I think it's about 10,000, which I sort of knew was coming. But it is a bit of a wake-up call. But I think it's still good value. But I'm so pleased it's nearing the end. So I made a decision to pour resin over the OSB. I read on forums that that could be done, and you can put resin on the OSB. So this whole all of this OSB has had resin poured all over it, and roll it out, and that protects it from moisture underneath. Seals any moisture in, unfortunately, but protects it from moisture underneath. So it's all gone transparent. It's damp to the touch now because obviously the dew's been on it, so it's going to dry off. So panic is a little bit over in terms of moisture on this now, because obviously the OSB is sealed in a little bit. Still got some of the joints to seal. It's not a perfect job, but it's a garage roof, and it could always be redone. So I've lost my resin mixer today. Jan's got other things to do, and I'm sick of resining, to be honest. I think I am starting to feel a little bit more comfortable with fiberglass, but it's still weird and wacky stuff. Yeah, it is what it is. This gully arrangement, we did all this yesterday, so hopefully all the water's going to go down the gully there and out through into the hopper. There's a bit of lead, so there's fiberglass onto lead. Gonna have to sand all this off. You push it in and then you think that's good, that's going to stay there, and then it gradually creeps out before it solidifies, or while it solidifies, I think. So that's what I've learnt about that. There's no hole there, so that's good. So any water is going to end up having to go into the gully there. I'm going to put there is a little triangular piece to go on there. So today's job is, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sand this off, dry it off, and then I'm going to put the top coat just on the top of this upstand, all the way around. Going to mix up a small amount of top coat resin and then put that on and let that dry off or cure. It's not drying, is it? It's a chemical reaction that cures it. And then we're going to try and build the roof lantern. I've got a mate coming, and so we're going to, by the end of the day, hopefully, we're going to put the roof lantern in. Famous last words. These are the roof lantern panes of glass. They've been in the garage for a couple of weeks now, and it's scary having them here in the garage because you just think any one little thing falling or whatever could smash them, and that would be disaster. So I hate having them in the garage. So there was an erroneous delete where I actually was deleting stuff because I needed to make space, and I ended up deleting the wrong SD card. So I deleted some footage of me building this upstand. What's in there is there's so inside here behind this 15mm ply, you've got 2x2 frame, and inside the 2x2 frame there's an 18mm thick OSB sheet which gives it structure, and then behind the 18mm OSB sheet there's a 25mm insulation sheet, this stuff, the Kingspan, and then on the outside of that there's 11mm OSB sheet. So you've got 11mm OSB and then 45mm plain PSE, planed wood, so that gives you 56mm, and then I've added 15mm on here, so you end up with 56mm, 66mm, 70mm basically, 71mm, and then I've got a 70mm piece of timber, 3x1 basically, that puts on top of that. So this upstand is 70mm wide, and the it says in the Corniche handbook, it says the upstand should be 69mm. Yeah, so the instruction booklet got wet and stuck together, so I'm just separating the pages with this knife at the moment so that we can actually follow the instructions, and hopefully none of the really important points are covered. I guess there's a PDF somewhere on the line. This is made quite close to me in Stockton. That's where the Corniche factory is. So I had a couple of choices and I decided to go with this one because it was the local one, support local industry and all that. And I think I ended up buying it. I think it came from Portsmouth or something ridiculous, the van. I assumed it would just come from Stockton, but they have these distribution centres all over, and of course they package the lorries up from wherever the distribution is, and it makes sense to them. And it wasn't even going to Stockton after even being all the way up here. He's going back down to Bradford after me. So presumably the computer that does the logistics knows what they're doing and makes the routes optimal. So the longs go across the roof. Got enough space for them. Actually, we can turn it 90. Should we do it? We'll do it this way until we're go around. We'll go around. We may not go around as well. So we're doing the same as that. Just go. Big enough. I can't believe that.
Welcome to the Rooflight Centre, the UK's largest rooflight and 5-volt door supplier. For new inquiries or to discuss an existing inquiry, please press 1. If you have already purchased your rooflight and would like to talk to someone about your order, please press 2.
Oh yes, hi. I rang earlier. I've got a problem with a roof light that I ordered from you. It's all the bolts. I have no bolts.
So it's a parts box that you're missing.
No, I've got the parts box, but I haven't got any of the bolts.